Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another homebrewed video. We've got RAKDOS beatdowns today, and this is a list I made a while ago, and I've played it once before, but I've tuned it up, and it's a little different now. Mainly, I've come down 2 Raijus in exchange for 2 Mishras claimed by Gix, and whenever you bring in a Mishra, you know you gotta bring in that Phyrexian Dragon engine with it too, and we get that alternate possible win condition in the melded Mishra lost to Phyrexia. This card is absolutely busted. You could absolutely win the game out of nowhere from really far behind with it, if it happens to do its thing. So, how does this deck win? We have early removal to kind of stabilize and trade, and then we have things that gain us a little bit of life in the Shielded and the Trespasser to get that edge out against mono red. And then we also have a huge amount of incidental damage where whenever you attack on the attack phase itself, and that damage really stacks up quickly. So let me give you a quick example of that. Say you just flipped a Fable the last turn and you're about to untap. You have a Fable out, a Genius out. And then you'll go play a Raiju, trigger the Fable copy of the Raiju, and then you have 2 Raijus, and then on the attack step, you deal 3 damage because you have 2 Raijus. Or you have 1 Trespasser out, and you cast a Mishra's claimed by Gix, and then when the Trespasser attacks, instead of being 1 damage, it's 2 damage. And it doesn't seem like that much, but it really adds up. When 2 or 3 combats in a row, you're doing 2 extra damage, 2 extra damage, then 3 extra damage on the last one. Then all of a sudden, over the last 3 attack phase, you've done 7 extra damage and gained 7 life. It really does a lot. It adds up. And of course, we have a good source of little card advantage here through the Blood Tithe Harvester filtering us with his blood tokens, the Underdog, the Gix, the Praetor, and the Fable as well, filtering us. And all of that resulting in some good life gain through the Shielded to help us survive against those pesky soldiers and those mono red decks. Overall, really fun list. I quite like it a lot, and I hope you guys enjoy this. So let's get right into it. Alright, you go first. You love to see it. First game of the day, I get to go first. Nice. So we'll start with a slow land here, so we don't ping ourselves for any damage. Been getting against aggro all day, and it looks like that's not going to stop here. Alright, we just go Swamp Harvester. And hopefully opponent isn't too fast for us. We should be okay if he doesn't really run us over here. Alright, I think I honestly kill it. I kill the Phoenix chick, and then I just exile it from his graveyard with the Trespasser. So that does 2 things, right? It gets the Phoenix chick out of the air, since we don't have any blockers for that, and it gains us a life. I guess it also stops it from coming back, since it does that naturally, built-in mechanic, so not a bad turn. Seems bad when you look at it on paper. It's like a 2-drop for a 1-drop. But Trespasser is hard to remove. That's a 2-for-1 for us. 2-for-1 for a card that already gained us a life. So pretty happy with that overall. Wow, what a great draw. Deck is coming through. If opponent has a double removal spell again for Shielded, we're going to be in great shape. Because then we're on 17 with opponent 2 cards in hand. And that's the game, boys. That is a quick game 1 for the video. I like it. Nice. Back-to-back games, we get to go first. Alright, I'll keep it. This hand's good against aggro. It's bad against control. So let us hope. Start with a slow land. Nothing to do with our mana anyway, so may as well make sure we have our colors turned too. Oh, I like the look of that. Yeah, that's a good keep against an aggro deck. We'll just pass and we'll go for through it whatever he casts. Hopefully it's a Feldon. A Feldon or any 2-drop. And it's a 1-drop. Alright. What's the next 1-drop? If it's a Phoenix check, I think I'll kill that. I think it's honestly better. I stop myself from taking 1 damage now, and then at least the Goblin Shaman trades with the Epicure. I don't have anything flying in this deck, so opponent's evasion is really relevant. So, resolved a Fable on turn 3 with a comfortable health total and a relatively stable board state. Yeah, but that makes a big difference there. Plays another creature. Alright. That's okay. I think I discard these two. Then I play a swamp and I leave up 2 removal spells. Yep, that'll be the play. I know it seems like I discarded my gas there, but if I discard one of the swamps and I don't hit another swamp, then I can only cast one of these. And playing against these aggro decks, it's about the now more than anything else. Mechanized Warfare. So we do take 2 damage from the Gopher Throat, but we're going to stay at 9 this turn because we killed both his things. And now our fate is in our deck. Nice yourself, bro. Alright. I guess I'll play it. I won't play anymore, and the next ones I'll keep in case we get another Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Ouch. Nice draw. About time we drew something. We had like 7 draws this game without hitting any gas, just some removal. Oh no! There's no way! You better not have it and be slow rolling me here, Maru. Alright. Nice, dude. In 1 life, we're at 4. Lightning Strike's still lethal. If we untap next turn, we've won. Otherwise, we're gonna lose this turn. So, what is it, opponent? Back-to-back games on mono red. Yes, back-to-back wins on mono red. That feels good. It's true that when I beat mono red, I do have like the most genuine, heart-filled smile on my face. Just feels so good. Okay, opponent gets to go first here, but we do love this hand. It's got 2 Gopher Throats to keep us alive, and then some really good high end. Ooh, mono red on the play. Okay. Nice, that's a great draw. Could use another black mana. What's it gonna be? Phoenix Chick. Oh, it's not mono red. That's good for us, honestly, that we don't take any damage this turn from a haste creature. That's definitely going to be the target for our Gopher Throat. Be nice if opponent just played Mechanized Warfare for turn. That would really help us catch up on the board state. But looks like that's not the case. We Gopher Throat the 4-2, and then what's he got? What's he got? Another one. Okay. Well, at least we could double spell. Look at that. A swamp. That was the best draw on the deck, I think. We could go cut down and Gopher Throat. Thundering Raiju. That would be good for us. A good target for Gopher Throat. Okay, it's just as good. So hit the full control here so it doesn't skip to combat before we get to remove this. Pay that there, do that like that. So we only take 2, and then we resolve our Shieldred. And if things go according to plan, Shieldred will live this turn. I don't know what opponent could really even have to kill the Shieldred other than maybe like a double removal spell or double burn spell. Looks like that's not the case. So we just start getting in here. It's our turn. So now Shieldred's grown big enough to not be double blocked. And that's good. Opponent with a Raiju of his own. Not going to be enough. We are definitely going to win this race. For certain. Trespasser. Well, we only have 6 mana, so we still do the Raiju here. Opponent down to 5, and then 3 after the draw. And if I were him, I think I'd scoop. Oh, false alarm. Alright, I tried to call it. Opponent says, I've got too much pride to scoop. Good for him. Yeah, he came through with a lot of damage. Not gonna waste his time playing my cards out. Be respectful here, Jimbo. Good man. Didn't scoop. Took the beating to the face. So what is that? 2 wins versus mono red, and then 1 win versus, like, I mean, it wasn't mono red, but Gruul aggro. I like opponent's deck, honestly. It's a nice twist, nice refreshing twist from the usual mono red deck. I do think mono red is a little better, but like, if this card isn't removed right away, this is one of those like really big problem cards, you know? It like can absolutely take over a game. So yeah, overall I like opponent's deck. Opponent goes first. Cut down good. Harvester, turn 2. Dragon Engine, yeah. Keeper. Blizzard's getting quite intense outside. I don't know if any of you guys live in the northern United States, Michigan area, Buffalo area, southern Ontario, Canada. But damn, we are getting hit right now. Well, peeksy for you guys, so you know what I'm talking about. Oops. Hopefully that's not too discombobulating for you guys, getting picked up by the camera, moving around. So opponent on mono black, they haven't cast anything yet, so pretty good sign that we're up against mono black control. So that includes Liliana's, Invoke Despairs, Flesh Gorgers, all that good stuff. I think we just have to go Fable here. Fable and pass. I could -2/-2 the Yawgmoth and then cut it down. That seems a lot worse than the Fable. So let's do the Fable, and then next turn we could really try to hit our draws. We feel okay with discarding a Phyrexian Dragon Engine. What is the melded version called anyway? Oh, just Mishra, lost to Phyrexia. Good name. The opponent cuts us down and then attacks. I guess we take and let him draw. Since making a treasure is really valuable here. Damn. Not good to give opponent free card draws. That's probably a mistake. Yeah, I think we'll discard this and this. Don't need 2 Shieldreds, unfortunate. Okay, so now we just go Underdog, and we'll cut down the Sleeper in response to him evolving it. There's the Invoke Despair. Damn it! So opponent gets yet another good card draw off of the Yawgmoth hitting us. And he takes care of the Fable, the Mirror Breaker as well. That was a huge turn for opponent, but we're not out of it yet. Certainly not. I'll take that. We'll play another black land. Does he have more removal? He does. Alright, well, when I crack the blood now, at least gain 2 life from the Shieldred. Damn. Letting that Gix hit us the first time was a huge mistake. Should have just chumped it. But I mean, then he would have still another Gopher Throat in hand. There's the Mishra. Okay, that's a win condition. If Mishra lives and we get to meld next turn, it happens. He has like a 6 removal spell. Fourth. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Yeah, no, 5. Cut down Gopher Throat, 2 invokes, and another Gopher Throat. Damn, dude. Opponent with the nuts. The mega super nuts. I think we're dead here. That's too bad. It happens, right? Opponent just had 1 less removal spell, man. We were gonna meld and do the thing. Oh well, GG. And so much had to go right for opponent there for him to win, including so much going wrong for us. Like never drawing a Gopher Throat in the top like 12 cards for the Gix. Lucky boy. Alright, that's okay. Game's making up to it this time by letting us go first. Let's see what opponent Aok 2's on. The mono blue, we haven't seen one of those in a hot minute. Feels good to be on the play here and get to resolve an underdog before he has counter magic available. It'll be pretty tricky to get a Fable into play, like probably pretty unlikely here. So let's go ahead and try to attack with this underdog. Get Sin. I think we just go with another underdog. He's almost definitely got a counter spell. So I'd rather him counter underdog than Fable. Maybe it's Fading Hope instead. Or maybe I could have resolved the Fable. That's okay. I'd rather resolve an underdog than get Fable countered, so not the worst. Let's go ahead and try to get in for 6. Opponent might have Fading Hope. He doesn't. Well, same thing as last time. We don't want to get shielded countered, so we'll go with the Fable this time. And this time he has the Spell Pierce for it, so yeah, okay. Really good thing we went with the underdog, because maybe that was the problem. He only had non-creature counters. And now while opponent's shields are down, I think we take this opportunity to resolve the shielded. I could even attack with both here. We get in for 3, he goes to 8, and then an underdog in the graveyard isn't even a bad thing. Because there's no incentive for opponent to counter that ever. So we realize opponent's on 8 and is going to be losing life to drawing to shielded. So we put the pressure on before it's too late. And it pays off. See, sometimes it's a foolish move to attack with 2 3/2s into a 5/5 because you just lose a creature and it doesn't help your board state. But then other times it just looks like a foolish move and it's actually huge, right? Because opponent being on 11, it's like, he's pretty safe. But all of a sudden he takes 3 to go to 8 and you factor in the 2 from the shielder, then he's on 6, right? That's a big difference. So it's important to realize when the pressure is on and when you could just turn it all the way up. Anyways, let's go to the next game. And our luck has turned around as we get to go first again. Isn't that great? Start with the top land like usual. So we have black mana on turn 2. And that'll be good. We'll leave up the Infernal Grasp for when he casts the Felden. Reckless Impulse. Alright. So he has a play with fire. So I think if we Gix, that's pretty good. Because if we Fable, it just gets shot down, right? So let's go ahead with Gix. And then if he wants to remove the Gix, he's got to double spell it. And then we won't block. We'll take 2. Then same thing, if he wants to double spell the Gix, so be it. We make him 2 for 1 himself. Opponent's surprised. He's like, why wouldn't he block? Well, it's because we know about the shielded in our hand. We want to draw with Gix to gain life from shielded. So he plays with fires on our face, and now we know Gix is safe. And this could be a scoop right here, ladies and gentlemen. The streak of 2-minute games continues. We've been smashing these games out here, like absolutely crazy speed. And we will pay 1 life, but then gain 2. So Gix becomes incredibly stronger when Shieldred is out there with him. Instead of paying a life to draw a card, you gain a life to draw a card. And so opponent takes the time to double spell the Shieldred before his draw step 2. So that's good for him, but I think it's pretty much over here. As let's go ahead and get our card draw first, make our decisions with as much information as possible. Does that change anything? I think it does. Yeah, we're gonna go cut down, or we'll go with underdog. Oh, we only have 2 black mana. Well, with only 2 black mana, then I think we actually do want to just go Fable and leave up Gopher Throat. Alright, because there's not enough mana to go underdog, Gopher Throat, and cut down. Which is a shame. That is our best play, but that's okay. Just do that. Mechanized Warfare. Nice. Alright. Let's actually play mana efficiently here. We'll go overthrow this since Cut Down still has a valid target on the board. Okay, we're down to 7. Let's discard this and this. I don't want to pay 2 life here. I'm too close to dead already. Cut Down's a good draw. Let's go with, yeah, this. We'll play the land so that we could leave up mana for Cut Down. And I think we're at the point now that we want to stop drawing cards. Because if opponent has, okay, like let's think about this here. We're at 7. If opponent has Lightning Strike, that does 4 damage, will go to 3. We've already seen 1 Lightning Strike and 1 play with fire, or 2 play with fires. I'm not gonna draw here. Too risky. So there's a Swift Spear into what? Another Warfare, perhaps? Reckless Impulse. In response, we're going to cut down the Swift Spear now. There's another Warfare. Oh my god, he has another End of Festivities. They always have it, don't they? Discard this. Hit him for 3. Decline. I guess I should actually draw there because there's nothing opponent does to that only does 1 damage. So we have to block. Damn it, I should have drawn. So he drew gas once again. Is he going to draw gas once again? Opponent's drawn well every turn for the last like 5 turns here. Does he finally whiff? That's probably game there. Sad scam game. Sad scam game. Oh well. GG opponent, GG. Well played. You did it. You pulled it off. Well, yeah, it was fun. I think we're going to squeeze one more out here. What was that? That was a 5-minute game? That was the longest game we've played at 5 minutes, so pretty fast games. I like how fast this deck is. It really wins or doesn't, so that's good. Let's keep going. I just had a match against Mono Black Control where they roped me every turn from turn 1, like a 26-minute loss. Just so toxic. I don't understand people, man. Why be toxic? It's just a game. Just a game, boys. I want to take it easy, you know? Well, we get to go first, and we have a beautiful hand here. Turn 2 Harvester, into the Fable, into the Raiju, potentially, if we draw a red source. Okay, Circle of Confinement. So it's been a hot minute actually since I went against Selesnya Enchantments, but it's still a tier 1 deck. This deck is excellent. I actually quite enjoy it. I play the version that runs 4 Hallowed Hauntings, and it's amazing. I love Hallowed Haunting as a card, as a build around. In Selesnya, it's amazing with the Jeskai dude, or sorry, what's his name? Jeskai Naturalist. Yeah, the one that makes everything 1 less. Card is incredible. Hallowed Haunting, also a build around for my Jeskai enchantment deck that runs Hercule. Really, really fun. Really unique. Okay, so he's at the second Circle of Confinement here. We're gonna, okay. We get to discard from the Fable. So what's it gonna be? I guess it'll actually be a mountain here. We're okay with not running out the Raiju right now. We want our removal. And we get rewarded heavily for drawing, as we draw another land. So that went pretty well. That went pretty well, I say. As long as we don't flood, we should be okay. We don't have any removal for enchantments in this deck. So, Hallowed Haunting will run away with the game. He just tries to resolve one now. It's the Jukai Naturalist. Took me a minute to remember that card's name. This is, like, honestly, such a king of the deck. I'd say it's better than the Kami of Transience. Better than the Weaver, yeah. Better than everything except maybe the Hallowed Haunting. Good turn for opponent. He cast 3 spells, 2 of them being 2-drops. And then even drawing a card. So I think we have to remove the board here. We gotta just take the turn off to double spell. Kill the Naturalist. Kill the Weaver. And go ahead and attack. And we'll get rid of a creature in his graveyard. So that really fixes the board state. It was looking pretty rough a second ago, and all of a sudden it's looking a lot better. Well, we're glad the Jukai Naturalist was off the board for when that happens, because whenever he attacks with the Reign of Truth trigger, and he gains, 6-7 life, it's awful for us. Alright, I'll take that. Honestly. I could use another mountain out here anyways. Well, just gonna be a Raiju, right? Raiju and put the pressure onto opponent. Definitely an argument for playing the Junkyard Genius there. Genius is so awesome, and he hasn't gotten a shine yet this video. That's a lot of incidental damage there. 1 damage from the Trespasser exiling a creature, 1 damage from the Raiju having to put a counter on the Trespasser. Pretty sweet. If we draw a land, we could double spell next turn. Not like we need it to win, I don't think. There's the Kami of Transience. Card's also quite good, but I don't run it. I don't have room for it. It's not a enchantment. I run, the only non-enchantment creature I run is Generous Visitor. Alright, so I think now we go Junkyard Genius, yeah? Yeah, and then we put the counter this time on the Raiju, so opponent has no good double blocks. Do we have any creatures anywhere? We do not. That's one thing about this deck, is I exile creatures from my own graveyard frequently with Graveyard Trespasser. So opponent manages to block 6 of the 8 damage coming at him. And then gets the Kami back, but he's got to recast it, so take the turn off to do that. Generous Visitor as a 1-drop I think is honestly better. Like, I know Kami of Transience is a bomb, it grows on its own, and it returns itself, and it has base trample. It's a lot of text for a card, and it's definitely a very, very good card.
But Generous Visitor having the ability to grow whatever you want instead and being a 1-drop, and that's exactly what this deck needs is 1-drops, because it's got so many good 2-drops, right? Like Spirited Companion, the Portrait, the Naturalist, and the Weaver, all 2-drops. So the 2-drop slot is just full, right? Like the importance of a good curve is massive. Rest in peace, dude. We need that for guaranteed lethal next turn. Okay. Where is your Messiah now? Yeah, she... Oh, there's no way to win and there's no way to double spell. Damn, dude. Guess we attack with just the Raiju and make him trade with the Portrait. Kinda sucks, though. Alright. Let's play a Fable instead. Pass the turn. Opponent stabilized. Well done, opponent. Well done. Music's a little loud for my ears right now. Hope that's not too quiet. Okay. Opponent passes the turn just like us. Well, I mean, we played a Fable. Oh, okay, good draw, good draw. I mean, it hits the Spirit Companion. It's not that great. I'm like, good draw, good draw. 1 second later, I'm like, well, let's discard this piece of crap card. Into another Fable. Well, since this is a 5/5 now. Oh, I messed up. Ah! No attacks. Okay, that's okay. Another Fable. It's a good play. So, I started making mistakes when I start playing too fast. Typically, once I open my second beer of the day, kind of just a little whoopsies, but that's okay. Yawgmoth, reading the text specifically on this card, okay, I haven't tried this interaction yet, but I'm quite certain it's going to work this way, because as far as I've seen, Magic Arena is coded quite well. Once again, we're going to discard a cut down. So, back to what I was trying to get to. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to one of your opponents, you get the trigger. And this says, whenever he attacks, then Thundering Raiju deals X damage. So he's the one that deals the damage. And thus, his trigger should trigger the Gix. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to attack. Not with these two. Those are just bad attacks. And I'll put the counter on himself. Since the Graveyard Glutton already has a counter. Put one of those there. Just get rid of that. And nothing in our graveyard to just submit one. That's loses 1 life. So that's coded wrong then. It didn't happen, but it should have happened. Oh no, never mind. It clearly says combat damage on Gix. Whenever a creature deals combat damage. I just read the card too fast and I was hoping it would work that way. When indeed it did not. So here we're going to kill the Portrait since it's the bigger of the two. And likely to continue to grow. Pass the turn. Alright, well, I think we got him. We drew pretty well. Opponent drew pretty well at first and then had a couple bad draws, and that let us win the game. Bit of a longer game for the last one, and this is where we're going to finish here. Had a couple really tough matches up against Control, but let's do a little outro here. Let's talk about the deck. Talk about my favorite interactions. I'm so sad we didn't get to see the Junkyard Genius really shine. A lot of times this card wins me games. giving menace to things as well as haste is so big. Right? A lot of times you get to like, you know, late game. It's turn 7. You have a Power Stone. You play Mishra Acclaimed by Gix, and then you use the Power Stone that the Genius made to pay for its own ability, so it only costs 2. And then you sack the Power Stone and you give the Mishra haste and everything on your board, which might be, you know, a Mishra, a token, and a Trespasser all get menace. Then all of a sudden you have 3 creatures and opponent's got 3 as well, but all 3 of your creatures that are attacking that gain menace really results in only 1 block being able to be made, and then a bunch of incidental damage from the Mishra whenever you attack triggers, the Raiju whenever you attack triggers, and the Trespasser whenever you attack triggers is just so big. Another thing we didn't get to do is the meld. We didn't meld the cards this game, and I know we only run 2 of each, so it's not really like focused around meld as a win condition, but it is an incidental win condition. It does come up from time to time, and it even almost came up in one of the games. So quite unfortunate. I really love this version of the deck. I played a similar version as one of my first videos that really went popular on my channel. It's just called like RAKDOS Beatdowns, as the name of the deck here. I'm going to play this deck again, all right? I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's really sweet, has great interactions, but it didn't do justice to how great the deck is. So probably tomorrow I'll upload another video with the same deck in Mythic once again, where hopefully we'll get to resolve a flipped Mishra lost to Phyrexia and showcase the activated ability of Junkyard Genius. So everybody, that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for being here and for watching my videos. Really appreciate you all. Have a great day.